Sodikart UKC Academy here at Larkhall. Rory Armstrong and James Roberts from Sam Woolley and Dan Kilpatrick, Jack Freeman, Bo Rocky Mulvaney and Jacob Rump. It's only a 7-kart field, but these are 7 furious drivers who want to get the victory. They're going to be battling away tooth and nail, and on this circuit, they will always give it everything they've got. Here we go. 360-degree camera riding on board as we watch Dan Kilpatrick get a better start than us through turn 1. Jack Freeman is our fast cameraman for this particular race as the drivers battle away. It's already going to be an interesting one as the competitors stream through the hairpin. Now they've got themselves into a decent rhythm. Very tough, these battlers, but of course with them all being on identical karts, they've got the same equipment, so it all comes down to driver talent and how you work their way through. It's a brilliant initiative, the Sodikart UKC Academy. It delivers excellent racecraft all the way. We're on board again with Jack Freeman. There is Dan Kilpatrick in front. It's his first meeting of the 2021 season, so he's already made a brilliant impression. But Rory Armstrong leading the way, the man who absolutely is breaking all the records for mileage travelled in the 2021 season of karting at this level. He just does not give up, and he will always attend, always put on the pressure. He's running wide. That shows you how hard he's pushing, trying to stay in front of Sam Woolley.
Yeah, I know they have air miles if you travel a lot on planes, Jake, which you do, so you must be racking them up. I don't know whether they have ferry miles. If they do, then the Armstrong family will have a few thousand of them by now, I'm sure.
Interesting stuff from James Roberts as he tries to get a little bit closer to Woolley. But still, the battle is raging. This is a little further back with Freeman and Mulvaney. Jacob Rump just trying to stay with them at the moment. And as they work their way through the middle part of the course, here is Sam Woolley. This is his first appearance in the Ultimate Karting Championship in 2021, and he's in second place to Rory Armstrong. So already some good battles from him this weekend. Woolley and Kilpatrick have definitely thrown their hat into the ring and have come up with a great couple of results already. And this final, if they can stay in the top 5, that's very admirable for an opening gambit.
Yeah, we've got drivers dipping in and out of the championship. It's a shame they've not stayed with it because we should really have a grid of 15, 16, and let's hope that it can develop over the next year or so. I think it can, I think it will. Sam Woolley is somebody that did buy a Micromax engine, didn't actually race it, and then he's come into this weekend, which is great to see. Daniel Kilpatrick, first time in the championship, setting the fastest lap, Jake.
Yes, indeed. Well, I keep telling my son that this thing is happening. I keep telling him, you know, there's a seat in the Sodikart UKC Academy. I can get on the phone, but, you know, he likes dinosaurs too much. He doesn't want to go racing. Interesting. It's cheaper for me, though.
No,
anyway.
Absolutely. Best for your wallet.
Sam Woolley, second place in front of James Roberts and Dan Kilpatrick. Jack Freeman in 5th position, still giving it 7 bells as he pushes his way forward. But Rory Armstrong, he's not getting away, is he? He leads the race and doing a great job of it, but he is not getting clear of Sam Woolley. Woolley is still pushing very hard indeed, and this is very good work indeed from the new boy to give Rory Armstrong, the man who is the seasoned campaigner of this 2021 season, he's giving him so much hard work. So Armstrong is really having to push it. Sam Woolley in second place with James Roberts hot on his tail. He clearly likes being the man who is on the offense and defense simultaneously because he's really having to be the workman out there in second place.
Armstrong with the fastest lap, almost as expected. We know he's a serial front runner. He's not won this season yet though, Jake. He'll be hoping to win. We know that the former Ferrari Formula 1 driver Eddie Irvine is his new BFF. He's following his racing online, so he's a big fan of Rory's already.
You can't get much of a better mentor, a former Ferrari Formula 1 driver and race winner, don't forget, so that's not bad going. Rory Armstrong, definitely another opportunity for him to move forward. And to be fair, Eddie Irvine is actually the last man from Northern Ireland to compete in Formula 1, so we do need another one. Rory Armstrong, not a bad candidate for that if he keeps going the way he's going. Sam Woolley still pushing him hard. He's got the fastest lap now, 56.74 for Sam Woolley. So it's not one-way traffic this weekend. Woolley is trying to win on his debut.
Well, we know Sam Woolley is a quality driver in the other classes that he's been racing in over the last few years. So not a surprise for me to see Sam there on the 34 kart, chasing down Rory Armstrong, who we already know from what he's done this season already is a serial front runner. So Woolley throwing his hat into the ring here in the Micromax class. It'll be interesting to see what he does for the next year or so moving forward.
It's definitely very close in the top 4. There's James Roberts in 3rd position, the young man from Liverpool, pushing very hard indeed, hoping to go in the same sort of career path as the likes of Paul O'Neill, the man from Widnes who won in British touring cars a few years back. And there's obviously a lot of talent that comes from Merseyside in the world of motor racing. James Roberts just another candidate to add to that list. Here's Jacob Rump, still pounding in the laps. You've got to keep working it out, even if you're not at the front end of the field. And he's not throwing it in the towel. He's not giving up. He's still pushing on. You've just got to keep working, getting your personal bests together, keep working, finding more pace and finding more confidence in yourself. That's the only way you're going to improve. So good work as Sam Woolley again gets the fastest lap. He's still pushing Rory Armstrong hard.
The other driver impressing me here is Daniel Kilpatrick in fourth, Jake. He's holding on to them. Just 1.2 seconds off the leader. Again, this is his first appearance in the championship in this class, so it's another indication of somebody without a lot of experience in the class that clearly, if he sticks with it, he's going to be another front runner.
Yeah, this is only the first lap. I've seen him outside a second of the leading trio, so he's definitely giving it everything, and good work from Dan Kilpatrick so far.
And you're talking about three absolute top quality drivers out front, and if you can hold on to them, you're doing well. There's no championship leader here this weekend. Zane Quaker is, I think he's preparing for Le Mans the next weekend.
Yes, indeed.
So no championship leader here. So while the cat's away, the mice are going to play.
Yes, indeed. Obviously, an international driver is Zane Quaker, so he doesn't just race here in his native Great Britain. He obviously originates, as does the entire family, from Iraq, but doing a fantastic job in the British Sodikart UKC Academy. But this weekend, he has other plans. So Armstrong, Woolley, Roberts and Kilpatrick will pick up the spoils. And it could still be any one of the four of them that gets the win. Anyone who's in this 1.5 second region of each other in the final few laps, if they can stay with each other, this could go anybody's way. You cannot underestimate how important it is to stick to your guns. Woolley hasn't gone for the overtake on Armstrong yet, but he's doing everything right. He's just hanging in behind him. He's letting Rory do all the hard work, pushing through the air, working the engine, cooking the tyres. He's actually keeping everything in reserve here as Jacob Rump continues on his way round the course. But Sam Woolley, he's being so smart. He's letting Rory Armstrong do all the hard work, and he's just chilling out behind him, waiting for him to make a mistake.
Yeah, he's having a good look at him, no doubt about it. You expect him to make a move when he gets the opportunity with enough time on the clock to allow fewer opportunities for Armstrong to get by. So maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 laps to go. He might want to look for the lead then. Don't want to leave it too late so that Armstrong's defending. He's got to go all the way around the outside. But James Roberts, don't write him off. He is right there as well, getting closer.
Yeah, these two start battling. Roberts is on them like a ton of bricks without a shadow of a doubt, and he will make the opportunity work in his favour. Off the final turn, flat on the throttle, through the 2 left kinks that start the lap. And then you go on to the far side of the circuit, out of sight from the people on the main straight. But this is a very tricky part of the course nowadays. It used to be quite a deep braking zone, then back on the power mid-apex through the hairpin. Now you've really got to be quite technical as you set up the left square and then power around the banking of that long flowing right-hander and still keeping it on the throttle out the back of the circuit. Then you chuck it in once again through this right. Then comes the new section of the course. It used to go into a hairpin. Now you tuck in through the right kink and into this even tighter apex hairpin, which is so difficult on the exit. You have no room for negotiation. A little bit more speed built up, which can give you another overtaking move. That only used to be possible during the wet weather phases of the race. Now you can actually go for that in the dry because you've built up a little bit more speed. But look, Woolley has now finally started to work with Armstrong to drop James Roberts. He's nearly a second behind them now, and they are still pushing hard, Armstrong and Woolley. They're trying to get clear of James Roberts. If they've got enough time to start battling amongst themselves in the last couple of laps, then there could still be a mighty and monumental battle between these two. But it's only going to be an invitation for James Roberts if they do that with too small an advantage. They need to extend that gap a little more. And now look, Armstrong, he feels vulnerable to Woolley. He is starting to hold that inside line and get a much tighter apex. This is not going to be easy for Armstrong to hold on to. He clearly feels that Woolley is definitely a genuine threat.
Yeah, looks like Roberts has lost a little bit of time on the 2 out front. But again, as you say, Jake, Woolley's got to go for the lead at some point. When he does, that will allow James Roberts to get that much closer. At the moment, he's probably thinking, go on, have a go. Sam, get your nose in there and have a go, because I need you to slow down a little bit so I can get right at the back of you.
Well, it's going to happen now. Last lap begins. It's now or never. So Sam Woolley has been building up to this one in behind Rory Armstrong. Are we going to see the ultimate move? Armstrong's just banged in a fastest lap at exactly the right moment. 56.33 for him. And it gives him, look, just that tiny bit more of a gap to extend to Sam Woolley. I think Woolley's left this too long. Armstrong's pulled away.
Armstrong has pulled away. He's got it won. There's no doubt about it. Woolley's not going to close that gap on this last lap. So Rory Armstrong will give himself the championship lead, but we know that Zane Quaker will be able to drop this score from this round moving forward. He's not here this weekend, but the 0 score from this weekend, he can drop that. So he's still a contender. It looks like it's going to be between Armstrong and Quaker in the final few rounds of the championship.
What a phenomenal drive this has been from Rory Armstrong in the last couple of laps to get rid of the pressure and take the checkered flag. Excellent work, and it means so much to him to get his first win of the 2021 campaign. Utterly, utterly deserved. He was worked so hard, though, by Sam Woolley, James Roberts and Dan Kilpatrick. They could be proud of themselves this weekend. Jack Freeman in 5th place from Bo Rocky Mulvaney and Jacob Rump. But Rory Armstrong, at last, tastes the sweet, sweet taste of victory. It's been a long time coming for Rory Armstrong, but it's nonetheless deserved. Very good work from the man from Northern Ireland.
Well, congratulations to Rory Armstrong there, showing us why he has got himself on the podium at every round of the championship so far. A third, and this weekend he's taken the top step. Well done to him. And with that drive in convincing fashion, he'll probably be leading the championship overall. Let's go and find out what he had to say at the podium.
Rory, your number one fan, Eddie Irvine, will be delighted to see you finally make the top step of the podium, but just talk us through that race. It was a tough one early on, wasn't it?
It was very intense. I had the lead and I had a good start at the end, but I think that the rest were catching up to me towards the end. It was pretty even.
Yeah, but you managed to hold on. Well done. Who do you want to thank?
I would like to thank Sodikart, Race at Hunter Motorsport, and my mum and dad.
Okay, well done.
That victory gives Rory Armstrong the lead of the championship at this moment. Bo Rocky Mulvaney is ahead of Jacob Rump, but Zane Quaker, who was the championship leader, can drop this round. So on dropped scores, this title fight is still alive and kicking between Armstrong and Quaker, and it could go right the way down to the wire the way things are going.